and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.io.link. Good morning. I don't think their fade-in thing works as they intended it to. Good morning. Happy Wednesday morning. It is, as I said, Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, in case you're not quite sure what year it is, or if you're a time traveler just wanting to know if it worked or not. Good news. It did. Or it didn't. And you've got to try again. Drink some chocolate milk. You'll be fine. How's it going, guys? Some crazy stuff going on in our pop culture news. Some dirty deeds being done over at Netflix. And we are going to dive into it. I got some confirmation this morning just to be sure that yes, they are absolutely full of feces. And we're going to dive into it. So before we go any further, do me a huge solid. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. And guess what? Tomorrow is it, folks. Tomorrow is the first episode of our members-only watch parties, our Throwback Thursdays. For the next 4 weeks, we will be watching Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. So make sure you are signed up as a lieutenant in the Nerdling Army so you can join us. The live chat is going to be amazing. I just know it is. Again, I haven't watched it in a bazillion million years, and I'm so excited to relive my teenage years with you guys. So grab your snacks. Grab a whoopee, a blankie, if you will, and join us for our Throwback Thursday watch parties. Time to say good morning to everyone. Remember, members get priority with everything. You get priorities with requests. If you want to request a breakdown or a video or a watch party, you go to top of the heap, my friends. That's right, top of the heap. Front of the line with you. Whatevers. So you get that, you get early access to videos, and you were the first to get your good mornings. And I owe Deranged Lunatic an apology because he's a lieutenant. Good morning, Lieutenant Deranged Lunatic. Good morning, Lieutenant Penny. Good morning, you two. Buenos dias, Fernando. Good morning, Maria. Oh, she's here for the dirt today. I knew she would be. She's here for the concert. Good morning, Jalen, my friend. How are you? Good morning, Samar. Oh, my goodness. Did I miss anyone? I've somehow highlighted. I don't know how to unhighlight. There we go. I had highlighted so much crap in the chat. And there we go. Oh, so the watch party starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you are Central, that'll be 5. If you are on the Pacific Coast, it'll be 3. Yeah. So 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Okay? Okay. Maria, did you have a crush on the actor who plays Hercules? Did I have a crush on Kevin Sorbo? Not really. Not really. And I can't really put a finger on as to why. I thought he was a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. Not saying he's not. I was more of a David Boreanaz type girl. David Boreanaz, James Marsters in the 90s. Can you blame me? Spike and Angel and Buffy. We need to add that to our list. Yes, we do. I add that to our list. Yes. And also, tomorrow is the Season Impossible series finale of Peacemaker. I'm telling you, it better blow my mind. I'm a little bored. Like I was explaining yesterday, in case you missed it, to me, it feels like pearls that haven't been strung together. Like there's some good moments, but they're just not really connecting for me. I wanted more, some more action. Last season just really knocked it out of the park for me. I know a lot of people are really enjoying it, and I like it too. I like it. I'm just not loving it. It's not blowing my skirt up. So we'll see. Fingers crossed it blows my mind. Good morning, Patricia. How are you? We were just talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first episode of Throwback Thursday watch parties for members only. Hercules, the legendary journey, 6 p.m. Eastern. Very excited. Very excited. I'm so excited. All right, guys. Make sure you have that like button hit because it is time to dive in some headlines. I really want to talk this Witcher stuff. I have the trailer. We're going to watch and react to it together. I haven't watched it yet. You know, I like to do that stuff with you guys. Pardon me. So we're going to watch that. We're going to talk about the drama that they themselves are actually perpetuating. It's absolutely insane. It's like they are trying to put all of this on Henry Cavill and distract from the fact that the show is not up to par way before it comes out. So let's get on to it. Let's take care of these headlines so we can get to the good, juicy stuff. All right. First and foremost, this is crazy. This is coming from the Sun. The Sun, US. Someone spoke to, like, one of the paparazzis caught Jonathan Majors on the purple carpet. Where is this? He had several, blah, blah, blah. Let me scroll down here. It doesn't say where he's at. But he was with his new wife, Megan Good, who is happily by his side, grinning ear to ear. And they asked him, like, hey, are you coming back? Are you going to, like, come back to put the Kang stuff to rest? And he says, I cannot say anything about that. Oh, he's at the Daytime Beauty Awards. What? There's Daytime Beauty Awards? I have so many questions about that. Are we talking about awards for best daytime look? Does it mean there are awards for best evening look? So many questions. Anyway, he's at the Daytime Beauty Awards in Los Angeles on Sunday. And he says, I cannot say anything about that. When asked if there's a future Kang project specifically for him in the works, he again played, but teased by saying, well, it's a multiverse, so there's always that. Always a lot of opportunity for that, he spilled, before adding that he was very glad to hear that some fans want him back. Of course, the U.S. Sun has reached out to Disney for comment. Obviously, they had nothing to say. So, is his lack of comment, the way he responded, the way he said, you know, I have nothing to say about that, indicative that there is something to say? Or is he trying to force something? Is he trying to make it look like there's something to say so that Disney does have to make a move? I mean, they are making amends with Gina Carano. Like, that is happening. She got everything she wanted in that lawsuit. They settled. And we all know what it means when you settle a lawsuit. When a defendant settles a lawsuit, it means they know they cannot win. They know that they don't have enough to defend themselves. Whoop, I just ripped out an earring. They know that they don't have enough to defend themselves, so they're going to go ahead and settle. No, not the Daytime Emmy Awards, the Daytime Beauty Awards. I have questions. I'm a makeup artist, and I don't even know what that is. So I have questions. So, now, for years, I've said, no, they're not going to bring him back because Disney wants to portray this image of infallible. They've made a decision, they're sticking to it, and that's that. They're not going to go back on their word, because if they go back on it, if they change their mind, then there is a possibility they were wrong. And then they have to pay out to other people. Good morning, Lieutenant Loki. Trying to force it, Loki says. They brought Gunn back, paid out Gina. He wants another shot. Whether or not the audience wants it, it's another matter entirely. I don't think the audience, or enough of the audience, cares enough. Clearly, the audience wasn't buying the whole Kang thing. We weren't that interested in their Kang storylines. This is no slight against Major's ability to act. Majors is a phenomenal actor. Seriously, Lovecraft Country, he is absolutely incredible. He is a fantastic actor. No shade against his ability whatsoever. It's the material he was given. Entirely. So, I'm going to say I agree with you on that. I think he's trying to play up the small audience out there that has been like, bring back Kang. Why not? Pay it off. Finish it out. But I don't think people care enough. Like, not enough people care to make that happen. I mean, seriously, we've moved on how many projects since then, and I not really heard anyone complain. Let me rephrase. The complaints I have heard about the projects that have come out since, we'll say, Loki season 2, have not included, well, and what the hell? Where's Kang? What happened to Kang? We all know they shit the bed with that storyline. It didn't do well, and they shifted. They pivoted almost immediately. Just, whoop, we're going to pivot on over to Doom. Make it actually he's the one who's been moving these pieces around. So, Jonathan Majors out here basically trying to get his job back, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. So, Mar, I hope they have him in one more movie to wrap it up, but not now, years later, in a he showed up, but that don't mean he's going to be the next villain, but coming back, no doubt, like Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. Well, that's the thing with entertainment. It's still a business. These studios, these movies, it's still a business. The movies, the TV shows, they're still products. And the Kang products, we're not moving off the shelves, if we're going to keep with that metaphor. So, if he were to show up, it would be probably Doom just like unaliving him real quick and saying, you screwed up, now I got to fix everything. Kind of like Thanos saying, I guess I'll have to do it myself. So, there you go. Here's, I did and I didn't. Here's the thing. Was he a shitty boyfriend? Absolutely. Shitty boyfriend. Was she a shitty girlfriend? 100%. They were both incredibly toxic to one another. I watched that entire trial. I heard and saw all of the evidence. And they basically put him on trial for being a shitty boyfriend, when the whole point, which is illegal. Okay, let's be honest here. He was on trial for holding her hostage in the night in question, when the evidence clearly showed her holding him hostage in the vehicle and then chasing him across the neighborhood. And then she wakes up in a closet, from getting pissed drunk. So what they tried to do was put him on trial for being a crap boyfriend and saying he was emotionally abusive. He was this, he was that, he was blah, 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 blah. A lot of it was him setting boundaries. This is what I expect from my woman. And her saying, yeah, I can do that. Okay, there's really nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with setting boundaries, setting expectations, saying, here's my expectations. Here's what I want. Are they kind of self-important expectations? Little bit. Sure. Was his behavior a lot of the time super toxic? Yeah. So was hers. They were not good together whatsoever. Very, very toxic relationship. And what we need to remember is that his charges were holding her hostage that night in question. And they kept bringing up all this other stuff. And they still somehow, the whole job of the prosecution is to do anything they can to get that win. I understand that. And I guarantee you, had I been the one charged with that where I live, listen to what I'm saying. Had I been charged with that where I live, they would have locked me up and thrown away the key. I'm not gonna lie to you, though. I've been in similar situations. And I've gotten the short end of the stick in the legal arena more times than I care to admit. And it's because I'm poor and I don't know people. So, I feel like they wanted to make an example out of him because he's a big time rich celebrity. And I feel like there should have been a lot more said about how the prosecution handled that situation than what was said. They put him on trial for being a shitty boyfriend, which isn't illegal. It's not. But she was a shitty girlfriend too. She really was. Oh, the justice system is, listen, it's a game. It's entirely a game. For lawyers, it is a chess game. Entirely. It's just a game of negotiation. Prove me wrong. Good morning, Omari. There's no way Marvel will go all in on bringing back Robert Downey Jr. to pivot again just to bring back Kang. Yeah, no way. I don't agree. I don't agree. There are a lot of times you can get them busted. A lot of times. You just, again, it's a game of negotiation. It's a game of negotiation. It's manipulating the law to your favor. And that's what sucks so much. But I don't want to get off on that tangent. I pissed off the TikTok kids yesterday. Oh, give that grandbaby a hug. Babies. Yeah, pissed off the TikTok kids yesterday. They did not care for me. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. They didn't care for that at all. All right, guys, do you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Jonathan Majors basically trying to throw some crumbs out, hoping Disney will pick it up? Leave it in the chat below. We are going to move on to a couple of other headlines. What else did I put in here? Not much, because there really isn't much. Oh, this guy, Anthony Rapp, God love him. Listen, I loved him in Rent. I love Rent just as much as any other theater kid of my generation. Okay? 525,600 minutes. I love Rent. He was in Rent, by the way. But he's telling TrekMovie.com that the cast of STD of Star Trek Discovery fully expected a season 6. How? How did these people think that show was going to get another season? The ratings were awful. There was only a very small percentage group of Trekkies who really loved that show. That is a fair point. So I have no idea how these people really thought that they were going to get another season. Their spin-off movie, Section 31, nobody watched because the 5 people who did watch it, I was one of them, told everyone how horrible it was. It had graphics that were like 1990s era video game graphics. Just horrible. Everything about it was just terrible. Michelle Yeoh was absolutely wasted on this movie. I mean, it has now supplanted Star Trek Insurrection for the dubious honor of the worst Star Trek movie ever made. Okay. And they're like, we're getting another season. We're getting a 6th season. Yay. And agents can be so, they're just sycophants. Like, yeah, you're doing great. It's amazing. You're getting another season. It's amazing. Just, no, that show was so terrible. Jalen, I wish I was a fan of Star Trek, but I only watched the new movie and I don't get the timeline. Stick with me, honey. Stick with me. Big Star Trek fan. Star Trek feels more like homework than Marvel and DC. See, here's the thing. Start with Star Trek: The Next Generation. You're welcome. Seriously, that just watch it. I love it so much. I learned so much about not just science, like actual science from Star Trek, and it made it interesting to me, but art and history and nutrition. I've learned so much from Star Trek. I got a whole video on how Star Trek literally made humanity smarter. But it's funny that you said homework because it's a really great learning tool. It really is wonderful. Patricia, Discovery was bad Trek, and I enjoy Star Trek. See, only a very small subsect of Trek fans really liked Discovery. Like, seriously. Trek fans make fun of other Trek fans that are diehard STD fans. Seriously. Somar, don't they know these movies they are making are bad? Why they make them? I have no answer for you. I don't know how to answer that. It might have something to do with rights. You know, sometimes you have to make so many films within a certain time period in order to retain rights. That may have something to do with it, but maybe Michelle Yeoh wanted out of her contract and they were like, well, we got to do something with her. Just toss her in this. There's a lot of reasons. Maria says the old Star Trek series is very boring, just like the movies. So the original Star Trek series, even to me, for the most part, can be boring because how do I say this? My brain gets ahead of my mouth a lot, if you haven't noticed. So I was born in 80. The show came out in 1963. Okay. So by 1980, there were huge advancements in technology and filmmaking. So we were used to fancier, flashier things. Even writing had improved. For 1963, Star Trek was ahead of its time, and it was actually low budget when it was made. Seriously. And I mean, that's why the transporter was created because of budget issues. They were like, well, we can't build these shuttles, to go to planets and stuff. So to younger generations, it can seem kind of trite, and cheap, kind of boring. But to the older generations, I mean, that's their jam, man. That's what introduced them to a lot of sci-fi and fantasy and stuff. But for me, my real true introduction to Star Trek was The Next Generation. And that's what I always tell people. If you want to get in to Star Trek, dude, Next Generation. That's your baseline. Next up from there, I would say Deep Space Nine. Seriously. It's some amazing writing. The Berman era of Star Trek is just unparalleled. It's so good. Patricia says the original series was not that bad. It is wonderful to see how special effects grew. Exactly. And that show actually inspired real world listen. I have a whole video about exactly all of this. It's called Has Star Trek Made Us Smarter? Seriously, you need to watch it because, if you're interested in this topic, I will go on for hours and hours and hours, and we got other things we got to touch on. But seriously, that show influenced not only how filmmaking progressed, television and film, okay, but also real world technologies, cell phones, tablets, even, yes, teleportation. They're working on real world transporters. They have transported human cells. Holograms. Okay. Holodecks. They're working on holodecks. It's a real thing they're working on. So Jalen says, to be fair, I don't understand all the technology. In Star Trek is famous for its technobabble, its way of explaining the technology to you by using metaphors, like relatable metaphors. That's how I listen. Watch Has Star Trek Made Us Smarter? Omari says, the original series and The Next Generation paved the way, even if they seem dated by today's standards. I Love Lucy may seem dated compared to modern comedies, but it's still an important show. Exactly. And Lucille Ball, distant cousin. My family says you're welcome. Yeah. Patricia, DS9 is terrific and wonderful for Klingons. Hard agree. I love Klingons. Oh, you meant the movies? Oh, I love all Star Trek movies, except, Insurrection and Section 31 are definitely my least favorites. Blah. Blah. Notice how nobody here is talking about how great STD is or was. Precisely. Fernando, Star Trek was also ahead of its time in having a diverse cast. Absolutely. Gene Roddenberry described his world, his Star Trek, as a wagon trail to the stars, a utopian society, a mixed salad of people. So he felt like in a world or in a future of humanity, which that's the huge difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. Star Wars is a completely fictional universe. Star Trek is our universe way in the future. So Gene Roddenberry foresaw in a future where we had all of this technology or this advancement in technology to where we were able to travel the stars, we would have had to have been able to gotten over all our petty bullshit. Like, oh, you're disabled, so obviously you shouldn't be here kind of crap. So good on him. Good on him. And good morning, Tony Randall. Welcome. Hope you like and subscribe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dude, Google it. They have legit transported a human cell. Again, I talk about that in Has Star Trek Made Us Smarter? Deranged Lunatic Star Trek even inspired automatic doors that open on their own as you walk up to them. Exactly. Tony says, absolutely loves Star Trek since TNG, 45 now. So am I. So many great memories. Absolutely. Like I said, anyone who wants to discover what we're talking about, you want to learn about Star Trek, Next Generation's the way to go. Definitely. Maria says, I have heard that most of the cast secretly hated Will Shatner. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is undeserved. Some of it probably deserved, but I think a lot of it was jealousy. Because he seems like a pretty normal guy, maybe. I don't know. I really can't say for sure because I don't know him personally and I wasn't there. Like, wasn't ever there. But yeah. Like, nobody likes him. But yeah, that's all I've got on that. If you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about the cast of Star Trek Discovery actually believing they were going to get a season 6, leave it in the chat below. We are going to move on to our leaks from the location of the Harry Potter HBO series. Our first look of John Lithgow as Dumbledore. And I say again, total win of casting. Look at him. He looks absolutely amazing. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Tony Randall says, was great watching it weekly when it all came out. The original series and the movies, The Next Generation and DS9 are faves. Dude, I always say Next Generation is the baseline. DS9, that's what I would consider my fave after that. Deranged Lunatic, I know Anna, that Star Wars girl, has met him and loves Will Shatner. I like what he has to say. I do. I think he looks fantastic. I think John Lithgow was an amazing casting choice for Dumbledore, even though he is not British. He is a phenomenal actor. This is a great choice. He looks amazing. I thought I had more on him. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at him. He looks incredible. What do you guys think? Tony Randall, John Lithgow has always been an amazing actor. Footloose was when I first saw him. I think it's when I first saw him too. I think Harry and the Hendersons was one of my faves when I was a kid. Yeah. Oh, Game of Thrones. Now you're speaking my language. Love me some Game of Thrones. His beard is supposed to be extraordinarily long, if I'm remembering the books correctly. I've read all of the books. My little brother, God rest his soul, he insisted. And I remember it saying that his beard was extraordinarily long, just very, very long. But I think he looks amazing. So big praise to the hair, makeup, and costume departments taking care of this look for him. I mean, obviously, most of this is hair, makeup, and costume, but I'm very excited to see what John Lithgow brings to the character of Dumbledore. Really, truly. And then we have some Harry and the Dursleys. I've noticed they've not made the Dursleys as fat. Oh my. I wonder why that choice was made. Is that Harry? Why does he have them teeth? Tony says he does look good. Roommates tell me about differences in books and movies. She is interested in seeing if it all. I'm very interested since, they've done pretty amazing with the casting, except obviously Snape. They've gone a totally different direction. Very curious about that. And there are some rumors about Voldemort, which we're going to discuss in a minute. Yep. I was waiting for you to chime in. So, Dursleys. Yeah, I'm very confused about what's going on here. But we've got some Harry and Dursleys there. And when I'm talking about the rumors about Voldemort, I'm talking about, you can't unsee this nightmare fuel right here. Adam Driver would have been perfect for Snape. Perfect. Like, he's British, so there you go. He's got British teeth. But apparently, according to the Daily Harry Potter, Tilda Swinton is rumored to be a top choice to play Lady Voldemort in the new HBO Harry Potter series. First of all, Tilda Swinton is an amazing actress, and if anyone can play any ambiguous anything, it's Tilda Swinton. But we've already switched up Snape. Loki says 99% sure that this Swinton thing is bait to make people mad. I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that. I am all about the Cillian Murphy stuff. Cillian Murphy being Voldemort, that would be, easy slam dunk. Easy. I'm telling you, not many people know about that movie. She legitimately switches between man and woman, and it seems effortless. Like, she does amazing. She really does. It's a great film. Weird, but great. But if anyone could play Voldemort as a woman, it would be Tilda Swinton. Wouldn't put it past it. All right, guys. Make sure I'm unmuted. Yeah, everything switched around again. All right, guys, let's just dive into the dirty deeds of Netflix. I'm going to remove all this. Well, first, let's see if I actually have the trailer here. No, that's that. Okay. Do I have it? I thought I did. Okay, I'm going to pull it up on YouTube for you guys. Let's see. The Witcher trailer. So we have an actual trailer for The Witcher from Netflix. Dirty deeds and the done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and the done dirt cheap. You want to hear what a weird kid I was? Like, how weird of a kid I was? I had a crush on Bon Scott. What a weirdo! What a weirdo I was. Good morning, Nadia. Hello. How are you? Yeah, I'm still a weirdo. It's fine. I'm still a weirdo. It's okay. I think it's weird. He was not an attractive little man. All right, guys, let's just rip off the Band-Aid and watch this trailer for The Witcher 4, and then we're going to get into the showrunner Lauren Hissrich covering her ass or attempting to. Not creepy. Okay, maybe creepy, not just. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pictures of me as a kid. There aren't many, and I look like a bobblehead because I have orthopedic issues. Like it's similar to dwarfism. So my head is very big and my body's tiny. So anyway, let's check out this trailer. We're going to review it, watch it real quick, and then we're going to get into the spin Loris Hittrick is trying to pull off, blaming everything on Henry Cavill. So, here we go. Here we go. Do I have the volume down enough? No, I don't. Bloop. Here we go. Oh my, this poor guy. I feel so bad for him. I really do.
You've spent a lifetime battling monsters and
Poor Liam.
Your entire being
Your
is
entire
dedicated
being
to
is
finding someone
finding someone
who you fear you failed.
I mean, are those some 90s tribal tattoos we've got going on over here? What's that?
You're Siri.
Always lost, never found.
Oh
She's not
my.
who she says she is. None of us are.
What? Come on. That looks like this. Tell me that doesn't look like some low rent D&D cosplay. Come on.
We are joining Go across the continent to reclaim that.
What a company I've ended up with.
At least they've employed some actual little people. Look at you, Peter
Something
Dinklage.
is
You dick.
shifting on this continent. Bogafort is gathering an army.
What is going on? What? Hold on. Hold on.
Continent. Bogafort is gathering.
Look at that. Naja knows exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Look at that prosthetic. That looks so plastic and fake. That looks so shiny, so plastic, so fake. My prosthetic leg that I painted looks way more real than that does. And it's an actual fake leg, not on a movie. Are you kidding me? What? There's, okay, you're right. Seam. And it's so shiny. There's no texture. What is, you can see this bulging. It's just bulging out of his. That looks so bad. Who did this? Who did this? We need to look up who the makeup artist was on this because this looks terrible. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
An
no.
army.
Oh my.
Whatever he's up to, Siri's at the center of it.
She will be mine.
Oh,
This fight.
ah.
If we build an army of our own. We need to save Siri.
We are stronger together.
You'd abandon.
He looks, so first of all, Lawrence Fishburne. Thank you. It's the wrong kind of bulge. Cowboy Curtis, hello. But Liam looks so tiny compared to Henry. So tiny. So tiny. And I've seen so many bots, and yes, I believe they're bots, say, I don't know what people are talking about. Like, they literally look exactly the same. No, they don't. It's like, Why does the special effects makeup look worse than haunted house makeup? Maybe because they didn't hire us. I don't know. Oh. Mm-mm. Here we go.
Together.
You'd abandon a life of peace to join me on a death march.
Until the day you die.
Oh, that.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
Let's fucking move!
Oh, he said an F word.
What if I can't save her?
Will humanity survive another day?
He looks so much softer.
Saving someone is the most important job.
The Witcher
Just
is in a state of flux.
so much softer.
You are becoming something new.
You're becoming something new. That's for sure. Oh
How
my.
will you be reborn?
Netflix is really going to fight me on this one too. Netflix is really going to fight me on this. They're going to say, no, that wasn't review and commentary. Okay, that does not look good. That does not look like a multi-million-dollar major streaming service show. It doesn't. It looks like CW stuff. Period. Nadia says, if they started the series out with Liam, maybe no one would complain. But to go from Henry to Liam, and we're going to get into that. How many makeup people are usually on a set? Well, usually each main actor has their own dedicated makeup person. Okay. And then you have several people that rotate in and out to kind of day check. They come in and make sure that, you know, while they're filming on set or location, that the blood's still bloody, they're not shiny, things are still in place, etc. And then you do have someone who's kind of in charge, like top of the pyramid, that is in charge, delegates, and designs. So it depends on cast and what effects are needed. But you do have people that just do makeup, and you have people that just do special effects, and then people that can kind of do both. But the contract really matters in that regard. Contracts are important, and what they say, important. Hello, good morning, Sergeant Garatina. So let's dig into this. Let's dig into this because Netflix obviously clearly knows that there's going to be an issue. They already know there's an issue. And as I said before, when we first started, come here, Dark. I need you to. There we go. Helps the old lower back. As I said when we started, I did confirm some things this morning. Now, I have to protect my source. I'm hoping to get them to go on the record, but I was allowed to say that the things that are said in this article and things that were said online in response to this article are categorically false, unbelievably untrue, entirely. And this is coming from I keep ripping out the searing. This is coming from someone who did work on The Witcher. Okay. Categorically untrue. Thank you, Darth. I really appreciate it. You're just such a good support. So Netflix is now doing damage control specifically. Did I say good morning, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS? I'm still catching up, but I've been banging on the bring Kang back bandwagon since they got rid of him. Good morning. I don't know if I got to say good morning to you or not, but good morning. Okay. So, anywho, they're on damage control. And it's so painfully obvious. It's so obvious. So, this is basically Netflix's entertainment magazine, blog, whatever, TUDUM. And this was written by Christian Zamora, photographed by Rachel Smith. And this just dropped yesterday. Okay. Liam looks great. I don't dislike Liam Hemsworth. If anything, I feel pity for him. I feel bad for him. I feel he needs to fire his fucking agent. I feel that. He's needed to fire that agent for some time. He needs to hire his brother's agent. Which one? Either one will do. But the agent he's got is just not doing it for him. Facts. So, Liam Hemsworth carries Geralt into The Witcher Season 4. Let's get into it. Not everyone gets to step into the world of their favorite video game as their day job, but Liam Hemsworth did. Okay. So The Witcher is Liam Hemsworth's favorite video game. The actor went from battling monsters on his console to swinging swords at them on the set of The Witcher, stepping into Geralt of Rivia's boots for Season 4. I'm a bit of a secret gamer, Hemsworth tells TUDUM. I was such a big fan of this character, so it was a bit of those pinch yourself moments of walking around in this costume that a few years ago I was playing a video game of. As exciting as it is to live out that fan's dream, Hemsworth admits the leap didn't come without nerves. I would hope not. Taking over mid-series brought a pressure no controller could prepare him for. Initially, I was pretty hesitant and unsure, as he should have been. Okay? If a big-time actor steps away from a series several seasons in for creative reasons and publicly denounces how they treated him, probably not a good idea to take that job. If for nothing else, it just I'm not going to finish the sentence. Anyway, while Hemsworth debated whether he could don Geralt's armor, showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich never questioned his casting. The very first time that I met with Liam Hemsworth, in my gut, I knew that he would make a perfect Geralt for us in Season 4 because he was able to be very honest with me about the things that really resonated with him in earlier seasons and also some of the things he'd like to shift, Hissrich tells TUDUM. I want you to focus on the red flags in this statement. The very first time I met with Liam, I knew he would make a perfect Geralt for us in Season 4. Season 4, okay? Very important. The things that really resonated with him in earlier seasons and some of the things he'd like to shift. Things he'd like to shift. Hissrich's instincts told her he was the right player to carry Geralt's sword, but Hemsworth still had to prove it. His real journey began before the cameras rolled, facing his own prequel quest, endless hours of training, fittings to perfect every detail of his iteration of Geralt, and finding his place in the ensemble who already knew their way around the continent. Here's where I want you to really remember those things she said. The making of a Witcher. Good morning, Lieutenant Stackhouse. I believe you're Ensign Loki. I keep getting that confused. Sorry. Hemsworth's journey began with a phone call while he was in Australia. My agent called me and said they were interested in me stepping into the world of Geralt and continuing on that series, the actor recalls. Wait a minute. Something's missing. At first, he wasn't sure if I wanted to take that role, but an early conversation with Histrick helped him ease his doubts. I felt like I was going to have the support and confidence that I needed to really pull it off. Once committed, Hemsworth relocated to London to immerse himself in training months before filming began. Physical training pretty much started when I accepted the role, he recalls. I got to London about 3 months before we started shooting, and then the sword fighting began, which I'd never done before, but I was told I picked it up pretty quickly. Okay, something's missing. Something's missing. Hold on. And I believe I have it. Right. Not here. Okay. I think I saved it. Because something is definitely missing. They changed this. And I saved part of it. Where's it at? I just got to find it. Because I know I saved it. Oh. Got it. They did change it. Here it is. Are you ready for this? Let me all right. Check it out. Hemsworth's journey began with a phone call in 2020 while he was home in Australia. My agent called me and said they were interested in me stepping into the world of Geralt and continuing on with this series, the actor recalls. At first, he wasn't sure he wanted to take on the role, but an early conversation with Histrick helped ease his doubts. I felt like I was going to have the support I really needed. So they took out the 2020. They called him after season 1. This was what I grabbed last night. I got this last night. This is what is there today. Once committed, Hemsworth relocated to London, started training. Oh my. So they also say, let's see, they're redefining Geralt. Redefining Geralt. Because they know more than the author of the series. I'm sure the people of Poland are absolutely loving that. Sure, bulging biceps fill out armor well, but muscles alone don't make the white wolf. It's Geralt's intellect that keeps him dynamic and interesting. Geralt is not only a monster hunter, so he doesn't have to be very physically fit, but he's also a philosopher. Baginski explains. We were very lucky with Liam because it fits him. That blend of brawn and brains became the foundation for every change that shaped Hemsworth's new White Wolf. with Hemsworth adding his own imprint along the way. His voice, his tone is slightly different, and he does have a little bit more humor, Hisrick says. Liam loves to curse, and we've brought cursing back. It all translates to a Geralt who feels sharp, funny, and more vulnerable, setting the stage for what's to come in season 4. It's interesting to see the change explored from a slightly different angle because our Geralt smiles a bit more. Maybe he feels a bit more emotional. Maybe he's a little more emotional than before. But it's also where the story goes because he discovers himself as a human again after all those years of hunting monsters. I'm confused. Isn't the point that like Witchers don't have those emotions? Isn't that the point? They're not supposed to. Correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, Liam was willing to go for the changes they wanted to make that Henry was not. One of the things that we realize is that Geralt didn't carry a lot of the scars that his character is known by, Hisrick explains. So he made a definitive decision at the beginning of the season to start Liam with a scar across his face. And we even have an explanation of why it suddenly appears between 2 seasons. Oh my God. While the scar connects Liam's Geralt to the character's history, his updated wardrobe gives him new room to roam. Hemsworth worked closely with costume designer Lucinda Wright to create a more weathered look for Geralt while still grounding the character. So basically, they're changing all this shit. Okay, so here's the thing. A while back, some kid put out this thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, that is way too small. Basically calling Henry Cavill and Henry's favorite writer on the show bullies. That they would write new scenes right before filming and not tell anyone. And it's not true. Absolutely not true. The problem is they made assurances to Henry when he signed on. They made assurances, contracted assurances. You know how Henry is. He's a big stinking nerd. He respects lore. He respects source material. Listen, the stories of The Witcher, it's not just a video game. These video games are based on a series of books that are extremely precious and cherished by the people of Poland. They're very important to them. They're almost like the Wizard of Oz for the American people. I'm probably doing that terribly wrong, but they're very important to the Polish people. And Henry Cavill really, really respected that. And it was important to him that that was respected by the writers and the showrunners. It was not. And they were constantly making changes that were really flying into the face of the lore. Like really, really disrespectful, horrible changes. And Henry was just not having it. They ran off his favorite writer. He called his favorite writer back and was like, hey, man, you got to come back and help me out here because you're my guy. You understand this stuff. You know, let's go. Let's do it. He comes back. And this person who put out this hit piece, this stuff here about, oh, well, they were bullies. They got sued. That person who put that out got sued because it was wrong. None of it was true. They couldn't prove any of it. So they got in a lot of trouble. They got fired by the series and were forced to take it all down. Well, it's resurfaced since this came up. And it really feels like the way this is worded, they're really trying to put it all on Henry Cavill. They're trying to bring back this narrative that Henry Cavill was a bully because Henry Cavill said, you promised that you would respect the lore. You would respect the source material. These books are very important. They are part of the Polish culture, and you're basically pissing all over it. And they just kind of gave him the middle finger. And it seems almost immediately they were looking to replace him because they were like, this guy's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. Tony says that this is why I was pissed at Amazon and how they handled Wheel of Time TV series. Robert Jordan was so beloved, and I get that. Same thing with Rings of Power. I don't know much about Wheel of Time. I never even heard of it until the series came out. And I liked the series, but in my defense, I don't know much about the books. I did watch some YouTube channels because that's what we're great for. to learn more because it seemed so interesting. And man, it is so much more complex than what that series led it on to. So Tony also says that Henry, the franchise collector, Sherlock Holmes, Mission Impossible, Witcher, Superman, Voltron, Highlander, War. Dude, man's living his best life. He's living his best life. Good for him. Yeah. Yep. Liam just wanted a paycheck. Henry wanted accuracy. I agree. But I have been told this morning several times right before, while I was getting ready with my coffee, categorically false. Henry was not a bully. He was not cruel, ever. He was incredibly friendly and personable and easy to talk to, and never once rewrote scenes right before filming and not telling anybody. That would be incredibly detrimental to everything. How would that even, listen, how do you rewrite an entire scene and not tell the camera operators, props, makeup, the other actors in the scene, extras, stunts? How do you just do that? You can't. It's not possible. If no one else is on board with what you're doing, if they don't know what's going on, how are you going to complete that scene? Just dumb. I love the Wheel of Time. It was kind of like Indiana Jones. Like finding that orb thing. I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. Huh. I'm going to have to like get into those books. See, I'm still like in the middle of reading some Dune books, and I need to get back on that. I'm reading so many things right now, like Absolute Wonder Woman, Dune books. There's other things on my list. Need to add Wheel of Time. Didn't know Witcher was books. I thought it was just a video game. I did too. I did too. But as always, when I get interested in something, like a TV show, a series, or whatever, anything, when I got interested in The Witcher, that first season, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Got into it. I wanted to learn more about it. Anything I get interested in, I want to know everything about it. I have to be the world's foremost expert immediately. So I started looking up stuff about it, and I found out it was based on a series of books, and that they are incredibly important to the. So I was like, well, if they're important to an entire country of people, then they should be important to, everyone, right? If you're going to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I never know what I'm saying. I'm just as surprised as you are when I finish a sentence. I'm the Michael Scott of YouTube. And I'm out of water. So you know what that means. It's time to go. If you guys would like to help support the channel, the easiest and freest way possible to do that is just by hitting that like button, subscribing if you are new, ringing the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. And of course, sharing the stream, sharing it and telling your friends and leaving a comment. This is engagement driven algorithm stuff these days. So let those algorithm overlords know that you enjoy this content by dropping a comment. Lieutenant Stackhouse, Danny, can you explain why older DC fans should care about the absolute universe? I'm hesitant to read them. I was too. For funsies. That's why you should, for funsies. I haven't read Absolute Batman or any of the other ones. Try Absolute Wonder Woman. Dip your toe in it. I'm not going to tell you why because it'll spoil everything. And I'm only a few issues into it. I think I'm up to like issue 8 or 9. But for funsies, just give it a shot. Read issue 1 of Absolute Wonder Woman and then get back to me. Ensign Loki says, I tried reading the first book after I played the games. Ultra boring. Okay. Yes, sharing is caring. Share the stream, leave a comment, all that stuff. Tomorrow is our first members only watch party, our Throwback Thursday show, where we're watching our first throwback thing series. Hercules, the Legendary Journeys at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here only on YouTube. Members only. So if you would like to watch Hercules, the Legendary Journeys and chat along with us, make sure you are signed up. You've joined the channel as a member. Do it. Do it. Super chats also help support the channel, helps me pay for all this nonsense here. Will I get a payout from YouTube? I don't know. I apparently have no idea how that stuff works. And had a full-blown cry yesterday because I felt like I'm not smart enough to understand YouTube's explanations for anything. Like you need a PhD in stereo instructions. So I cried. But if that doesn't work, there are other ways to help support the channel. See that QR code right there? Go to that QR code, takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can chip in as little or as much as you can to help me keep this going. It is my full-time job, and the only way I get paid is by passing the collection basket. Pew, pew, pew. I don't know why I did that. So there's that. There's also Cash App, and there's also the original official Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comicsand. 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. And just like the memberships on YouTube, you do get early access to all dropped videos. And you also get exclusive content, behind the scenes outtakes. You get exclusive chat rooms. You get priority on requesting breakdowns and, on videos and stuff. Like if there's a video you want to see me cover, a topic, if you request it on Patreon or as a member, you go to the front of the line. Also, you get exclusive merch on Patreon. You can't get that anywhere else. And you get that for every 3 months for the first year of your membership in the original Nerdling Army. So go to patreon.com/comicsand. 3 tiers start as little as $3 a month. Not bad. And every cent goes to helping me pay for the streaming services, the software, the equipment, the internet, everything. There's also the official merch store over at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Hundreds of designs on hundreds of products, all made by this girl with 2 thumbs. That's right. So go check that out as well. I also have several lists of my recommended everythings over at Amazon. So if you need something from Amazon, recommended reading, viewing, skincare, makeup, special effects, podcasting, you name it. It's all there. Amazon.com/shop/comicsand ... I'm also an affiliate for several things, including, if I can find it, I can never find it. This QR code right here, Zenny Optical. That's right. I will save you 10% on your next pair of glasses, be it prescription, non-prescription sunglasses, doesn't matter. I'll save you 10%. Highly recommend the IQ lens with Zenni ID Guard. Listen, they filter all UVA, UVB light. So they filter the lights from the sun, okay, and blue light from your computer screen, infrared light, so they protect your digital identity, all unwanted AI scans. They protect your private life from Skynet. So highly recommend, save you 10%. All these links are in the description below. This podcast is also powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 Network. Highly recommend. Everything I've just told you today can be found on comics-and.com, my website. That's right. Everything from news to updates to a little bit about me. You've got all of my reviews, my portfolio, everything right there at comics-and.com. If you missed last week's Halloween look on Friday, it's there, comics-and.com. That reminds me, this Friday, day after tomorrow, day after our first members only stream and the finale of Peacemaker season 2, my second Halloween look for the October month. For those who don't know, every October, for every Friday, I do a different special effects Halloween look. So don't miss out. That stuff's a lot of work. It is. So, and I crave validation. I do. To regionally take guests for as little as $3 a month, you can help support a starving Dani. I am starving because I'm on a diet and I can't pay my bills. As someone who has had problems with YouTube, I understand your pain. My God, I do not understand a word they are saying. I do not. But thank you so much, guys, for a wonderful Wednesday morning. I will see you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep your eyes peeled because I heard
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.